There have been times on The Simpsons where the town has become obsessed over a single person. Obviously, it's common when it comes to celebrities, like Michael Jackson, Mel Gibson, and Alec Baldwin. Wait a second. Those didn't age too well. Don't worry, they also became obsessed over Lady Gaga. And she didn't do anything problematic, I think. Oh wait. That's the most hated Simpsons episode. Damn it. Well, you get the point. When the town becomes fixated on someone, it's generally because they are a celebrity, or have gained a level of fame for doing something. Like when Bart was on the Krusty Show, and the town loved him. But then, there are times where people are just loved for no reason at all. They aren't actors, or musicians, or even influencers at this point. They're just normal people. But as soon as anyone sees them, they're instantly in love. That, my friend, is a Mary Sue. And in this episode I'm about to review, has the worst version of it I have ever seen on this show. But it's been a good bit of time since I've seen this episode. Maybe I'm wrong about it. And she isn't as bad as I remember. Or I'm just completely right. Let's find out and see if the 7-beer itch is the worst Simpsons ever. But before we begin, I'd like to give a shout out to our patrons. If you like our content and want to support us, consider becoming a patron, where you get access to all our videos 1 week early. If not, a like and subscribe goes a long way. Thank you. Now let's get to the episode, which begins with Willie introducing us to the character Lily. Of course, by song, which if you have followed this series, makes this yet another episode that I reviewed with singing in it. Anyway, there's a good old pub brawl happening in Britain, where everyone is fighting for Lily.
She's mine! It's my birthday, she's mine!
So, what are their intentions? Is this like caveman style? Whoever wins the brawl gets to drag her off and make her their woman? Silly Britons. And then we see her, with a spotlight shining on her. Real subtle, guys.
I can't be the cause of this. I'm leaving!
You know, you could have tried to stop this. They all seem to be fighting over you. You seem to have way more control over the situation than you think. And if you didn't want this, why didn't you leave immediately? No. A guy had to be thrown through the window before you take your leave. We then follow Lily around, where she makes everything fun, apparently. Like telling jokes during a play, and making Big Ben tell the time wrong. And of course, weather control. In real life and in commercials. Somehow. And then she gets kicked out of England for being too alluring? Seriously? Wait, I know you old English. That means she's a witch! And she gets banished to America. Which, oh my gosh, don't let ICE know that people can just be banished into the country. And everyone in the plane is in love with Lily. Because it's Lily, guys. Lily! Well, except for this one woman. But she's probably just mad at Lily, because she knows how deeply she loves her, and doesn't want to get hurt again. Not again, Lily. Not again. Even the captain asks Lily out, which she turns him down, causing him to cry about it over the intercom. Is this supposed to be funny? Because it's just really pathetic. While in America, even Leonardo DiCaprio has fallen in love with Lily, because it's Lily.
Marry me!
Oh, maybe I should go back to England.
Bitch, you are banished. Okay, now this is just getting psychotic. Remember, folks, they've given us no real reason why people love this woman. Anyway, she makes her way to Springfield. Probably before this guy turns her into a Lily suit. And she drives by someone else she should be worried about. She didn't even stop at this gas station in the middle of nowhere. But this person knew she was coming. She then makes it to Springfield. And her first stop is naturally Moe's. Obviously, because she's British. Meaning she's an alcoholic. I guess. Heck, if they actually made her an alcoholic, that would at least give something about her, as opposed to just being loved. When she enters the bar, she sings a musical number, which actually isn't that bad, where we learn this guy is the fire chief? Or he stole the fire chief's hat, which sounds way more likely.
What's that I hear you asking? Where are the Simpsons?
Haven't you heard enough about the bloody Simpsons to last 1,000 lifetimes?
That was actually funny. If only this episode's main character didn't suck. So here comes Homer, who apparently didn't know he wasn't going on vacation with his family, because Marge's aunt is letting them use her home at Martha's Vineyard, as long as Homer doesn't go. Which honestly, is completely fair. It's Homer. He'd probably destroy the house. But damn, Marge, you could have at least told him you were leaving for 3 weeks before you were just about to leave. Jeesh. So Homer will be all alone, not even with the pets, because they want the pets to be alive when they get back. And Homer is actually really sad about this, to the point he actually exercises to see them, and almost gets hit by a truck. Now here's a fat joke. Laugh. Laugh, you bastards. Homer then heads to Moe's, where I'm actually going to give Lily a pass for people liking her, because she's actually doing something this time. Okay, so maybe this episode just had a bad beginning, and it gets better. So Homer enters the bar, and Lily is immediately in love with him, for no reason. Damn it, guys, you almost had me. Then Lily goes into full-on f***me mode, but Homer is the first person just not interested.
You know, Homer, I've never met a man who didn't offer me his chair or his beer.
You have now.
Good! Good on you, Homer. Lily then makes him feel better about being alone, until he calls Marge, who doesn't pick up because the car is so hectic right now, causing him to become even more depressed. We then see Martha's Vineyard, where they are in a Jeep now. What happened to Marge's car? I first thought they switched it out because of the no SUV sign, but she drives a station wagon, not an SUV. I then thought this might be Marge's aunt's car, but they haven't reached her house yet, so I don't know what's up with the car change. Maybe when you come to Martha's Vineyard, you get a free Jeep. But when you leave Martha's Vineyard, they take the Jeep back. It's their Jeep. Anyway, we get a funny line here.
Welcome to our tour of the vineyard. This is where Steven Spielberg shot Jaws. That's the end of our tour.
After that, they make it to Marge's aunt's house, after hitting several animals. Which, if you wanted to see more of the family in Martha's Vineyard, too bad. We have to pivot back to Lily. Come on, guys, it's Lily. Lily sings Homer a song in German to make him feel better, which Homer has a great response to.
If you're done singing, can we turn up the game?
This causes Lily to run outside and cry, because she is fully in love with him after he blew her off. Okay, I now think she might have some daddy issues. We then go back to Martha's Vineyard, where Bart is freaking swarmed by ticks. Dear God, man, what did you do to the ticks? Piss him off so badly. Not long after that, we get this funny scene from Maggie.
Very good, Maggie. Now we can cook them. Yum, yum.
Then we see the Weekenders come to the island, where all the shops start price gouging the crap out of them. Hooray for capitalism. And good on them for doing it, because these people are freaking nuts. They almost run over Marge and Maggie with no care at all. But what was Lisa doing at Martha's Vineyard? You want to know? Too bad! No more Martha's Vineyard. Only Lily. You love Lily now. Say it. Say you love Lily. Lily then comes to the power plant for a picnic, where Homer now notices Lily's into him. And of course, Mr. Burns falls in love with Lily at first sight. Because of course he does. And he decides to use Homer to get her to go on a date with him. Right before the date, Lily explains the reason she wants Homer.
It would be like having a lover and a child at the same time.
That was creepy. What the hell is wrong with this woman? So when this creep comes to talk to Homer, that's when he reveals she's on date with Mr. Burns, which she isn't into. Obviously, because she can't pretend Mr. Burns is a child that she wants to sleep with. Freaking creep. She insists that Homer stays for the date, which Mr. Burns agrees to, because no one tells Lily no, except Homer. And of course, the date doesn't go too well, because Mr. Burns is a freaking weirdo. What the hell are you doing, man? Is this peacocking? Homer then takes Lily home, where he starts falling for her. Hooray. But he still doesn't want to be with her. And she forces a kiss on him.
But give me one damn proper kiss goodbye.
No.
No means no, you freaking creep. Homer then tries to stay awake to avoid dreaming of Lily. And unfortunately, this fails. However, he is quickly awakened by Marge. And he couldn't be happier. But Lily tries one last-ditch effort to have Homer commit adultery. And for her to get her weirdo kid kink. Which Homer contemplates it. Because it's Lily, of course. But she gets denied. Good on you, Homer. And he gives Marge a rose, which was a great ending for this episode. Wait, that wasn't the ending? Oh, come on, it was perfect. No, of course it wasn't the ending. I mean, where was Lily? Here she is. Yay. I'm sad too, Lily. Because I had to keep enduring you. She then goes back to England. Which, bitch, you were banished. But then again, it is Lily. Which is always a compelling argument. While back in England, she finds someone who looks just like Homer. So she can have her creepy fantasy. But first...
But first, are you married? And would you shave off the moustache?
Yes, and immediately.
So, hooray for adultery! Yeah, sure, a sweet conclusion. Let's call it that. Congratulations, Lily. Now get the f*** off my screen. And that was the end of the episode. That was freaking horrible. Guaranteed F. Absolutely awful. And it goes way beyond her just being a Mary Sue. This woman saw Homer depressed about not being with his family. So she wanted to manipulate him into having sex with her. Because she wanted a lover and a child. This woman is just disgusting. But is this episode the worst Simpsons ever? Well, let's examine it. The plot mostly followed her, and she is horrible. We got 3 scenes at best with Marge and the family, so there really wasn't enough of the B plot to make up for the A plot. Also, this episode was really lacking in humor. There was maybe 4 funny moments at best, and had an awful ending, where they say adultery is a sweet conclusion. But is it worse than the greatest story ever told? Which had roughly the same amount of jokes. 4. Just 4. It also had an awful ending. And of course, this horrible tour guide. But Lily makes me question which character is worse. And that's saying a lot, because I despise this man. I'm actually still gonna say he's the worst, because he was just so freaking annoying. However, he was only in like 5 scenes. Scenes that were way too long, but still only 5 scenes. As opposed to Lily, who was in most of the episode. If the tour guide was in most of the episode, that would just be guaranteed the worst episode ever, and I would stop this series. But with that being said, is this the worst Simpsons ever? I'm gonna say yes. Yes, it is. I would rather endure 5 scenes with him than 20 minutes with her. I mean, I could at least skip his scenes, and it really wouldn't impact the episode. But if I did that with her, I wouldn't be watching the episode, making it the worst of the 2. So there you have it. The greatest story ever told has been dethroned. But can the next episode I reveal take the throne for itself? And what episode is that? Well, it's an episode where Marge becomes a drag queen. Yep, that happened. Tune in next time for that, and thanks for watching.